Hey moms and dads, I just wanted to say hey, happy Sunday. I'm actually filming on Friday evening at my favorite time of day in God's creation, the sunset. And our question for Sunday this week is, how are you creative? And so I really want to encourage you to point out this week, particularly to your children, how you see them as being creative. And because maybe they don't see it. I know that as a middle schooler, I didn't see how I was a work of beauty in God. And as I revealed to you guys last week, that may very well be because I didn't exactly grow up in a Christian home. But the thought that's been shared with you on the Parent Cue this week says when kids begin to understand they are made in the image of God, they tend to look at the world and themselves in a different way. And so I got to thinking about that as I read it this week, and I thought, man, I wonder what my perspective about myself would have been and how different it would have been if I would have grown up in a home where my parents showed me how to look at myself through God's eyes. And not just myself, but the world around me and the people around me. I think I would have had a very different perspective, and that maybe those mean girls wouldn't have affected me as much. So your child's Bible reading today is from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so that we can do the good things He planned for us long ago." And I really hope and pray that you'll take some time this week to instill in your child that they are God's masterpiece. And if that's something that you're not sure of yourself, if you feel like maybe you're not God's masterpiece, I want to be the first to tell you, you are God's masterpiece. We all are. So I hope that this week will be fun and light for you guys as you get ready to go back to school. I know there's been a lot of big discussions in some of your households. Some of you have told me about it. I know some of you are doing school different this year than you've ever done it before. Some of you are nervously sending your children back to public school, uncertain of what the outcome will be. And I just want you to know that your students are prayed for, and that you are prayed for as parents. And I hope that this week you will really be able to instill in them how they are made in God's image. And as it says, for we are God's masterpiece. Imagine that. The mountains, the sunset, the sunrise, the ocean, and you are God's masterpiece. Thanks for sharing your kiddos with us this week.